Hello, this is Manny. You're listening to Feliz Christmas, Merry Navidad, the bilingual, multilingual Christmas podcast. All right, so we made it to Friday, December 4th, and today you're going to hear our third part of our Thanksgiving episode, our Thanksgiving special. It was supposed to be a 45-minute episode altogether, but as you heard in the previous two parts, it was emotional, it was touching, it was interesting. So when we started editing, I just decided to just leave everything natural. And for our third part, it's a very special part. You're gonna be seeing some part of the video from this one and our social media soon, which it has to do with our visit to Bottom's Christmas Tree Farm in Cummings, Georgia, on opening day. And well, I'm not gonna say anything about that. Just hear it out. But we did get to meet Santa Claus. And the second part of this episode, it's with a returning co-host, Chris from Christmas Time in the City podcast. Chris with a C from Christmas Time in the City podcast. So, yeah, that'll be it for this introduction. Let me know what you guys think. Hi, this is Manny with Feliz Christmas, Merry Navidad podcast, and we're here at Bottom's Christmas Tree Farm with Nathan. Nathan, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Manny?
I'm good. I'm excited. Just tell me about Bottom's Christmas Tree Farm.
Well, excitement is what we want to do. We want everybody to be joyful, smile, especially after this crazy year we have had and are having. We want everybody to come out and enjoy the beautiful weather, the Christmas, the Thanksgiving, the time, 'tis the season to be happy. So excitement is good. We're at Bottom's Tree Farm. It's a choose and cut tree farm in Cummings, Georgia. And we have varieties that are grown in Georgia, which is what y'all ended up getting today. And we also have some fresh cut Fraser firs out in the barn. They're from North Carolina. Unfortunately, they do not grow here, but they are beautiful, so we get them. And we sell quite a number of them as well. But we have hay rides, bonfires, s'mores, things for all ages. It's a good time and hopefully exciting for everyone.
I mean, it was exciting for me. It's exciting for my wife. How long have you been doing this?
We started the farm in 1997, so it's our 23rd season of Christmas trees. My dad started it, and my brother and I joined after college. We worked when we were kids, and then we joined as partners after college. So we've been in it me and my brother, for about 10 years now. So it's growing every year. We have more people each year, seemingly, which is great. We thank the community for awesome support every year, but we just try to provide the best quality experience at Christmas. And our saying is always at Bottom's Tree Farm is that we want a tree that'll last a season, but memories that'll last a lifetime, which is what we try to provide. So, but it's good. We love it here. It's fun.
We love it. We love it too.
I'm glad.
We never been to a Christmas tree farm before. We drove by here last year when we lived in Sandy Springs.
Yeah.
So we didn't put a Christmas tree last year. We went out on vacation, and but we've been planning to come here since last year. We ended up moving over here. It was just a big coincidence, and one day we just drove by. I'm like, oh my gosh, we're 15 minutes away, and I've just been wanting to come here for some reason. And I drove by a few times off season, and well, here we are.
Here we are. Well, that's awesome. And word of mouth is how we get most of our customers. We don't really do much advertising, and it's families like y'all that come out and do it, see it. They'll come one time, and then hopefully for years to come, they'll bring their kids and their grandkids. And we've got some customers. We've been, like I said, been in business 23 years, and we've got some customers that come and tell us each year, this is our 17th or 18th or 19th year coming, and it's just been a family tradition since day one, which is what we want. Essentially, when we're trying to grow a business, trying to share Christmas joy with the community.
You're doing a great job. I see that everybody that's working here is excited.
Yeah.
Once we cut down our tree, the tree got picked up. He seems so excited. Everybody's jolly around here.
I tell you, we have the same crew. I bet I have 25 calls a year. Hey, can my son or my daughter come and work? And sometimes I need one or two here or there, but for the most part, most of these kids have grown up here, and they've been here as long as I have, and it makes a big difference. They know what we want. We want customer service and quality work, and they're the best around. I would put them against any working crew you want to put on any Christmas tree farm. They're awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting, and we also took a picture with Santa.
Yes, we
How'd
have.
you get them over here so quick? I mean,
I'm
it's
telling
before
you.
Thanksgiving.
North Pole, we have Bottoms Tree Farm was really good this year, and we were on the nice list, so we were able to wheel and deal Santa from the North Pole for a little while. We have Santa usually the first 3 Saturdays we're open, which is the Saturday after Thanksgiving and the first 2 Saturdays in December. But this year, we wanted to be a little bit more festive. We wanted to have him out a little sooner. He was available, took a break from the North Pole, so he was able to come join us. He's here just from 10 until 1. Free family pictures, and bring your kids. They can bring a Christmas wish list. We're trying to do a little social distance Santa, but I've seen him hold a few kids or two. He's pretty good about that. But it's just another experience we try to provide to the community and the great people of North Georgia.
Awesome. And tell me about Trees for the Troops.
Trees for the Troops is a program we've done for 16 years now, and it is so how the process works is for every $50 that's raised on the farm for the Trees for Troops, whether it's by a Rotary Club or a business or a church or local groups, school systems do a lot. Individuals donate when they're on the farm. A tree is donated to the military families of Georgia. So FedEx, sponsored by FedEx, and they come and they'll pick up. Last year we donated about 150 Christmas trees, which is awesome. They go to military families. They send us Christmas cards that we get to fill out, or the families will fill out, and we'll put with the tree. And so the families of military families are very, very grateful, and you should see the kids at 5 o'clock in the morning when they're running to the FedEx truck on these military bases to pick out their Christmas tree. So it's an awesome experience. It's fabulous. Yeah, we love our military. We support our USA. We're thankful for the men and women that serve each and every day to protect us, to be able to give us the liberties to do this. And Trees for Troops is by no means just us, but it's a way we can support them locally and to all our awesome Georgia military men and women. So
that's so awesome. I mean, you just need to start making toys over here. You take business completely from the North Pole.
Just take it all. Just turn Bottom Tree Farm into the North Pole of the South, maybe. I'm with you. That's not a bad idea. We should probably see about doing that. That would probably work well. I don't know what toys we would make, but we may stick with our expertise in Christmas trees. But it's good. It's fun.
You put the trees in the toys.
I'm with you. That's the best way. See, and that's one thing is, you got to pick a tree you like, but you're going to sit around it on Christmas morning and make memories. Your memories don't stop here with the tree. When you leave here, your memories are just beginning, because you think about when I was a kid, sitting around the Christmas tree or with your family, seeing it every night, just bringing the joy into your home each and every day. Whether it's a real tree or an artificial, I prefer you to get a real tree, because real trees make real sense, smelling wise. But the Christmas spirit, lights, camera, fun, love, joy, all the adjectives you want to use are awesome. So,
all right, Nathan, thank you so much.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, Manny. That was awesome.
See you next year.
Awesome. Thank you. I'll come back.
Thank you. Well, it was an interesting morning here at Bottom's Christmas Tree Farm in Cummings, Georgia, where we got to pick out our tree, cut it down, and have it put on the top of a car for us. It's been non-stop since we've been here, people coming in and out. The atmosphere, it's one of the best places you could be right now. And just like he said, this 2020 has been a difficult year, but you come over here, you forget all about that stuff. We got to take pictures with Santa, caught our tree. We're about to walk over there and have some of those barbecue sandwiches, hot chocolate, and nachos. So yeah, Manny with Feliz Christmas. Well, this is Manny with Feliz Christmas, Merry Navidad, signing out. And now our foodie conversation with Chris from Christmas Time in the City podcast. All right, and we're back. And now I have Chris from Christmas Time in the City podcast again with us.
Again.
Yes. How are you, Chris?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. The holidays are quickly approaching, so.
Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it? I feel like it was just March, like a month ago. The year's gone by so fast. It's crazy.
And it was just I think it was this last half of this quarter that really rushed up on us.
Mm-hmm.
Because at first I felt like the year was dragging, and now that's at the time of recording, it's exactly 4 weeks before Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And well, the reason I have you today is so you could help me out because in the culinary arts, besides Seasons Eating's podcast about food, I know you must have great ideas for this different Christmas, this different holidays, and what can we do at home on the food side.
Sure. Yeah. For those that don't know, I suppose I was, before I didn't work anymore, I was a culinary instructor at a culinary school. So I know a little bit about food, I suppose. It's nice to have other podcasts like Glenn's deal with all of it, because sometimes it's just like, it reminds me too much of work.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I don't mind revisiting it every now and again. There are some things after not being in work since March that I kind of miss. So it's nice to reminisce a little bit about work, I suppose.
So what can you tell us? What can you share with everybody? All these people that are just popping up, downloading my stuff. What can you recommend for this rest of the week, for Thanksgiving, approaching Christmas, for us stay at home people?
Well, I think we're all kind of staying at home at some level. I mean, there's definitely going to be groups of people that are hanging out together. I hope they're all being responsible, but I understand that it's tough to be away from people during this time of year. But I just hope people are being smart about it, at least. But for the most part, people are kind of hanging out at home by themselves. So I feel like one thing you can probably do is to not necessarily overdo it with the portions that you're preparing, which is usually the exact opposite of what I do normally for the holidays. I'll make enough food. For the most part, it's only the two of us. We have a baby now that he was eating normal food, but a year ago he was only eating like milk, I guess, or formula. But I would make enough food for probably 15, 20 people, just because it was fun to do and have it all out. And you want to get that big Instagram picture of the table with all the stuff and the cranberry sauce shaped like a can and all the biscuits and whatever else. And so I feel like dialing it back may help out a little bit. And also it's you're not going to be forced to eat leftovers for a week and a half afterwards. That can also be a little draining. It's like, I guess we're going to have turkey again, or I guess we're going to have this or that and the other. And you just have like weirder versions of it. Like the first meal after your main like Thanksgiving or Christmas, it's almost exactly the same as the Christmas one. And then the next day it becomes like, I'll put it in a sandwich. And then it becomes this other thing. And it kind of morphs into like just this really like depressing thing in the refrigerator.
By Sunday, you're either having cereal with turkey or just eggs with turkey.
Yeah. Or you're just like you're pushing the tray with the stuffing off to the side because you don't want to even look at it anymore.
It's so funny how you reset and then, a year later you forget about this and you do it again.
Yeah, you're like, well, I probably need to get like 4 cans of green beans for 2 people.
That's what I'm telling my wife, and I'm telling everybody. It's like, oh, so what are you guys doing for Thanksgiving? Well, it's going to be the 3 of us. Oh, the 3 of us? Yeah, my wife, the turkey, and I.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that's just how it's going to be. I'm afraid because I am going to cook the full dinner, or we are going to cook the full dinner, but it's not the food, it's the dessert that I'm really afraid of.
Okay, sure. Usually that's the thing in restaurants that people tend to pay the most attention to, is when you're the last thing you end up eating. So your whole meal can be made or broken by what your dessert is.
And I don't want to make dessert. Like, I'm really afraid of it because if it turns out bad, I'm going to eat it and be sorry. But if it turns out great, then I don't want it to go to waste. And then I'll end up eating for 8 to 10 people.
Well, what we're doing, and it's a different scenario, I suppose, because we do have a lot of like smaller businesses in our neighborhood where we live in New York City, but we're going to go to a bakery and just get a pie from a bakery. I think that might be an option too. Like, whatever would be stressful for you to deal with, just put it on to someone else to do. Just go to a nice grocery store. Like, don't go to like the cheaper grocery store in your neighborhood. Like, everyone has a cheaper grocery store in the neighborhood. Go to the nicer one and get like a nice pie from like their deli section or their bakery section.
I saw a cheesecake on your Instagram and
yeah,
I'm very jealous
Yeah, it's we have some in the refrigerator still. I plan on taking care of the rest of it later tonight.
And I feel even worse now. Because that's that, like I wrote you, that's one of the things. That's the only place that I really, really wanted to go,
Yeah.
and for some reason, I didn't end up going. But I think they have.
We
Do they
used
have
to
shipping?
live. Yeah, they do have shipping. You can get most things delivered as far as that kind of stuff. I'm sure it's way too expensive. The cheesecake we got, which was like a very small one, but it was like $9. I imagine with shipping it'd probably be close to like 25, 30, which is crazy. But if you really need your fix, that's the way to do it too. Which is another thing you could do. If you, like I talked about it on our podcast the last episode or 2 episodes ago about exploring the idea of maybe getting food from other things or like subscription services, or there's a lot of websites that cater to like regional specific things. Like if you lived in New York City and you moved to like Phoenix, you could still like order like a bunch of New York City food, or same thing with like Chicago, they do that as well. And I'm sure there's other places like Cincinnati and like kinds of other stuff where you can get like their prize dish and whatever. So that might be something to think about as well. Whatever you can take off of your shoulders as far as that's concerned, which is why I think that a lot of casseroles do so well for during the holidays, because you can just kind of have it all set up even the day before sometimes and just throw it in the oven all at once. So you're not like painting over like a stove, or you can kind of just throw it all in and get it going.
What are your thoughts on slow cooker turkey?
I don't mind a slow cooker turkey. I think that there's a lot of like those little like gadgets and things that people end up using now. Like they have like the what is it called? I have no like. We have a sous vide. I'm not what I was talking about. We have like sous vide, which is where it slowly cooks it in like in a bath of like warmish water, and we've done that for like steaks and stuff, which we'll probably end up doing with a roast. But like as far as like other ways to prepare like turkeys and things, you could use a yeah, I guess you could use a slow cooker and do it. I don't think there's really any problem with that kind of stuff. It all, as long as it leaves you with the result that you're happy with, then who cares, right?
Yeah, I'm terrified of it because the turkey, the way I do it, I have fans for the way I do my turkey because my turkey is not dry, and it's baked in the oven.
Okay.
And like I said before, when I was talking to either Glenn or Todd, older ladies had me 2 years in a row baking 2 turkeys just because they liked the way I did it. First, I said my turkey, it was great, it was good. And they're like, yeah, I've been doing turkeys for 60, 70 years. That's not going to fly. And then, 2 years straight before I moved over here, I was stuck doing, baking 2 turkeys each year. But I feel like I want to try the slow cooker.
I mean, whatever like things and contraptions you end up using to help you, like if it makes things a little bit easier for you, especially on a day like Thanksgiving or Christmas where you want it to be really kind of chill, then that's something to definitely consider. Usually we end up doing, I say we, but it's usually me with the turkey. For the turkeys, which I usually will wait until Christmas and do turkey, and then we'll figure something else. I know people usually do turkeys for Thanksgiving, but having like 2 gigantic turkey meals like within like a month of each other seems like a lot. So like we'll do like a ham or like a porchetta or something else that's like also fun.
I was looking for that option too.
Yeah.
I've never done a ham in my life.
Hams are pretty easy. I mean, like for the most part, they're already kind of like cured and cooked, so you're just kind of just heating it up for the most part. So it's a simple way to go, and you'll get a lot of meat out of it, depending on how big of the ham you get.
All right. And I assume it's cold over there because it's really cold over here. For nights like this, that, just to chill, what would you recommend for late nights? I mean, besides a hot cocoa, because hot cocoa is always the way to go. Because if I have a cup of coffee, I'll be running down the street with a cold. So,
yeah,
comfort food for nights, cold nights.
I think you can't go wrong with baked goods. And I talked about having access to like a bakery. Baked goods are really good at night. I feel like nice hot drinks, nice hot toddy is really good. Just like if you can incorporate a little bit of alcohol in the night, nothing wrong with that, as long as you drink responsibly. But I mean, for the most part, if you just like have like a nice little sip and drink, I don't usually like alcohol in eggnog just because I like to like really like drink it down. I don't want to get like a hangover before I realize like it's so sweet you kind of like can't really taste it. But we were at the Bronx Zoo the other day for their holiday light show they have, like the walkthrough thing, and I ended up getting a eggnog with Kahlua, and that was like pretty fantastic. I think about like rum or whiskey. It's like it's really like you can taste it. It tastes like very alcoholish, but the Kahlua is really good. So I mean, maybe recommend some type of alcohol drink, or if you don't want to drink alcohol, maybe a nice like chai tea or something that has kind of like that taste of like Christmassy, like nutmeggy cinnamon taste. I don't know.
See, I thought I was crazy when we bought the tea, and I had that. I told my wife it tastes like Christmas, but when I saw the wrapping, the packaging, it was just boring packaging. It had nothing to do with Christmas. But yes, see, I know I wasn't. I mean, I am crazy, but I knew that day I wasn't.
Yeah,
And you know, one thing that I tried last year for the first time was hot apple cider, and I wish I could find a place with like for that over here because I always when I heard about it, I thought it was nasty.
yeah.
But then when I tried it, it was raining and it was really cold that day, and I'm actually surprised that it was really, really good. Now I see what's
That
part of tradition.
that's something you can easily do at home. They even saw I've seen like ciders like in like gallon jugs. You can just go and if you want to mix it up a little more, you can add other spices and stuff. I'm sure there's recipes on the internet that'll tell you how to make like really good like apple ciders, and you can keep that warm if you like a crock pot or something. You can put it on low and just have it off in the kitchen somewhere. And if you need to go reload or just warm up a little bit, you can go get a mug of hot cider. Those are nice too. I a while back, I would say probably like 8 or 9 years ago, I was working at a flea market in Brooklyn, which sounds like a very hipster thing. That's because it probably was. But they had a hot cider stand, which is also a hipstery thing to say. But I used to go there all the time, and I would like every morning. It would be like it would be at certain times of year. It would be so cold. It would be like below freezing setting up, knowing that it was going to probably be in the 40s later on, but you were still set up like, and it was just like shiveringly cold. And we would wait for this guy to pull up with the hot apple cider and like, there, like before he would even like get his stuff unloaded, there'd be like half a line, just kind of waiting, just like, all right, so what's up, man? And a lot of times people would just try to like trade food instead of actually like buying it from people, which usually worked. But if you had a really popular stand like that or like a donut thing, you would end up with like so much extra food that it was just like, no, I don't want anything. Thank you. You can just buy it if you want. But he was always cool. I don't know his name. I don't remember him, but he was cool. If he ever listens to this, hot apple cider dude from the Brooklyn Flea, I appreciate you.
From 9 years ago, right?
Yeah, he was doing it back then. He might be doing it now. He had a pretty legit setup. He had like a wooden cart that he like drug around. It looked very like old school, kind of like German-ish. It looked really awesome. Looked like it would have burnt down in a second if like someone like just like lit a cigarette too close to it or something.
Ooh.
Who knows?
All right. All right. And this one's for the kids. This question's for the kids. What type of cookies for Christmas Eve
To put out for Santa?
and for themselves? Because you know they're gonna eat a few cookies before they
Yeah.
leave that plate.
Well, here's the problem. We as a culture do not embrace the idea of assorted cookies as much as we should. There should be as many cookie options around the holidays as absolutely possible. I understand the rest of the year you maybe only having one type of cookie, but and I'm not talking like Oreos and Chips Ahoy. I mean like fresh cookies.
Those aren't real cookies.
They work in a bind, but if you really for like the holidays, you got to get some real good ones. I would definitely suggest having a variety: chocolate chip, double chocolate chip, chocolate chunk. You want to get some sprinkles in there. Snickerdoodles are really good. You can get. I wouldn't. Here's the thing about oatmeal and raisin. I don't know anyone that really like anyone that says, "Oh, I like oatmeal and raisin," are only saying that because it's that those are available and it's not oatmeal and chocolate chip cookie. If it was oatmeal and chocolate chip, which I've made at home a bunch of times, so you want to like see like what could be. And those are like 1,000 times better. But I understand they can't have chocolate chips in every cookie, but maybe a raisin, maybe a oatmeal and raisin and chocolate chip without the raisin. I don't know.
But freshly made.
Freshly made as fresh as you can, and even if it's just like out of like a tub or like a tube from the grocery store, the more options the better. And I think as far as which ones to leave out for Santa, I think that for the most part, Santa has similar taste to little kids' parents. So I would maybe ask the parents what they think Santa would like, so that they can make sure that the right cookies are set out.
No, I mean that's pretty cool. I mean, if I was Santa and I come to a kid's house and I see oatmeal and raisin cookies, I might change my mind on what gift I'm leaving them.
Yeah, that's an instant naughty list thing.
Yep, it doesn't matter what you did the whole year, you just messed it up those, 2 minutes.
Santa just packs up the entire living room like the Grinch. He's like, nope.
Yep.
And he eats around the rest of the cookie and just leaves like 4 like little crusted raisins on a plate.
Yep, that'll be not my reaction, my exact action, but then that's why I'm not Santa. I mean, hey Chris, I do want to thank you for hopping on again.
It's absolutely my pleasure.
I know you're gonna do some decorating right now.
We are doing decorating. We're working on our Christmas village. We're trying to figure out the best way to lay down snow. We have a bunch of snow we're putting down, but this is the first time we're actually doing like a lot of layers. And I cut a hole in part of one of the boxes that we're layering up, and we have a train going in and out of the hole. So we're trying to figure out like how to like lay the snow around that. And then also that we're doing on our dining room table, which is also the table we use to record our podcast. So when it's all said and done, it's just going to be this like absolutely crazy thing to stare at while we're recording. I imagine that the tone of our podcast is going to change very much for the positive around the middle of December, when we start like really getting into it. Like we just like are sitting there talking to each other, staring at these little things like ice skating and stuff, and it's gonna be pretty nuts.
So we're gonna have the sound of the train in the background, like the clack 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 while you're recording, right?
I'm gonna turn the train off probably.
Oh, come on. I mean,
we'll see. Maybe I'll leave them on for a little bit on accident or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, once you're done with that, I know you're gonna share the pictures, but tell me how hard or how easy it is for the train tunnel, because I've seen it so many times. And
the tunnel itself is really easy. That's all set. It's just a matter of like laying down the snow on the box. But the tunnel came out pretty good. I just had to kind of make a platform inside the box for the train to go all the way across.
Okay.
It's just
I don't think they want to sell any more foam to me, because I keep damaging it. So I just bought like a big carpet, a snow colored carpet, or it's for snow. It's the same thing that you buy in the little packs, but I just bought a bunch of yards of it, because foam and it doesn't matter if I use scissors, a knife, a laser cutter. I'm very, very bad with that.
I just used a bunch of foam today, or not yesterday, when we were doing the first part and laying down like we have styrofoam and we have cardboard. And I found, and it maybe a little bit unorthodox, but I did all the cutting in our shower. Because showers where we end up doing a lot of like stuff. Like I'll do a little bit of sawing there, because it's the only place I know that I'm gonna be able to keep the dust and stuff contained, because we live in a relatively tiny apartment. But I did all the cutting in the shower. And afterwards, I just hosed it all off with like the detachable shower head, and it because it's a lot of like static electricity that keeps all the foam bits and stuff onto you. But if you hit it with the water, it kind of like neutralizes it, so all the foam kind of falls off. So that's a little tip. And then I guess too, just make sure that the foam's not going down your drain. I guess. Okay. I mean, that's not great for the environment. Yeah. I don't want Jason Momoa coming looking for me or something.
No, I mean, some of the ladies hearing this, they might start clogging their showers now with foam. But
yeah, well then, yeah, it's not guaranteed. He definitely may not show up.
So avoid that plumbing bill.
Yeah, just put like a strainer or something, or just whatever. And there wasn't that whole lot, but it worked really well for me. So I would maybe recommend that as well.
Yeah, I wish I would have known that before. Because when you're trying to vacuum the little foam particles, half of them go in the vacuum, and then the other half just fly away, and you see them like 2 days later in that same spot where you vacuum. So yeah,
you probably should have recorded that. That would have been really like videotaped it. I would have probably enjoyed watching that.
The time lapse you would probably enjoy like from a few days, like going and vacuuming it over again. But Hey, that's me. I'm new in all this stuff, so yep.
We
Yep. Go.
no, that's it. I was gonna say, so how are you finding, like you said you're new at all this, like how really realistically, like how new are you to all, like for the most part Christmas is Christmas, right? It's just like this is like the first time you're actually getting to do it in your own house, I guess, or what's the new part?
Exactly, because I'm usually the one that helps my mom, my grandma, my in-laws. So I help, but I'm not in charge of everything. And
Gotcha.
just before I would climb up my grandma's roof and I would just put her icicle lights, and that's awesome because I would do that and she would do the rest. But this time I only went up so high because my ladder wasn't that long. But then I had to go all the way on the ground and everything, and I wasn't used to doing all of that, and my body hurt for so long. And I mean, I think it still hurts, but it's just exercise that I've never done all of it. I either did one or the other. And when I was helping my mom, I would grab, the string of lights in one part and then put it in another. But for me and my wife, a lot of these things are new, just to do it all from
Gotcha.
beginning to end.
Okay, I understand that.
And that Christmas tree we got from the Christmas tree farm, we were gonna put the light strings around it, but I realized I was allergic and I had a breakout, and I still love that tree, so I went to Walmart and I bought a bunch of nets. And it was probably the lazy thing to do, and it doesn't look very nice during the day, but when you light that thing up at night, it's beautiful.
Great.
So yeah, I found shortcuts.
What about like a long sleeve shirt? Would that have worked?
Yeah, but I realized it late.
Oh, it's all right. Well, I'm here with all kinds of advice.
Yeah, I mean, I will ask a bunch of questions once you're done with your Christmas village, since I'm a Christmas village fanatic.
Yeah, and we're not even done putting things, but like we still have to make a couple more trips out to the store to get some more stuff. Like I think this year is going to be pretty crazy as far as like last year was kind of over the top, but this it already looks nuts. Like it looks like a display at like a Christmas store or something.
Well, I mean, that's the only way to go, because a lot of even before this year, a lot of the stores did not have all these displays anymore.
Yeah.
They kind of like watered it down to where it was just to simulate something, not actually show like the past years. But hey, you're keeping it alive on your side. I'm keeping it alive over here. And, in a few days, we're all going to be sharing all this stuff, and hopefully it's contagious.
I hope so. I think it is. I think I'm hearing from a lot of people that are happy with the content that's coming out, and they like hearing about the holidays and stuff. And it's especially maybe now we're not quite into the part where you're seeing it on the TV regularly, or there's not a whole lot of like Christmas movies and stuff on. So like it's an opportunity for people to kind of like dip their toe in and be like, oh yeah, I remember how good it feels to like hear about Christmas. So if that's the case, then I'm more than happy to put out Christmas content so people can think about Christmas and whatever else,
Yep. And again, Chris, I do want to thank you. This whole episode, this is actually the laughing part of it, and I do appreciate it for bringing on the tips and the what not to do. And I don't know if you did recommend to cook for 15 people, or you say you're gonna do it. I'm probably blocking out the part that you recommended not to, and I'm gonna cook for 15 people anyways.
Yeah, just go ahead and just cook for as many people as possible. Just make as much food as long as it looks cool on Instagram.
Yeah,
just have as many like dishes as possible.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a few phone calls just to drop a few of it, because I do not like wasting food, and it's either eating it or giving it away. So,
well, as long as someone's eating it, then that's pretty cool. And if you have people that you can give it to, that's awesome too.
Yep. All right, Chris, I do appreciate it. And once again, where could we find you online, and what podcasting platform?
I'm on all the social medias like Instagram and stuff. You can just search for Christmas Time in the City podcast. You'll find us on all that stuff. We have a website, christmastimeinthecity.com. We have all of our podcasts available there. We're also available wherever you get podcasts. I think that's it. We're also on YouTube. We're going to probably be putting out some YouTube content pretty soon. We had a really cool idea that we're going to probably have to put on the back burner for a little bit because something else has come up, which I can't talk about at all. But it's pretty huge. So I need to devote more time to that. So There'll be stuff on YouTube, but it won't be anything crazy until probably next year. And then look for some really crazy stuff on YouTube.
You
But
really
yeah,
want me to get curious, don't you? Because it's the third time you've mentioned that to me.
this isn't even the same thing. This is different. The one
Oh,
thing that we were going to do, which I can say a little bit, we're going to be recording a walking tour of New York City for like a small portion of the Christmas lights and stuff. Something else has come up though that we have to prioritize. So, and it involves the tour. So I want to put more time and effort into make sure it looks great. But yeah, it's pretty cool things on the horizon possibly. But for now, just find us on our podcast, my wife and I. We talk about New York City and Christmas and stuff.
awesome. And before Christmas, I will release our little clip of our out of nowhere Batman conversation.
Oh no, I don't remember hardly any of it. I hope I didn't say anything embarrassing.
I don't remember. I don't remember
did
it
I
either.
foreshadow Robert Pattinson getting coronavirus? Was that before the coronavirus thing?
That was before his coronavirus thing.
Oh man, I don't think I mentioned it, but I would definitely win some type of bet if I guessed that he was going to catch it.
All of a sudden, everybody is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It's crazy
key
time.
players.
It's all just crazy. Who knows?
Yep. And well, hopefully we'll get over this soon. Get over this hump. But it's been a crazy year. It's been a sad year for a lot of people. It's been a year of many blessings for others. And it's just been a big lesson for all of us. And thanks to this year's that I'm here and I'm able to have what right now for us is screen time, but audio time and interact with all you guys. And I'm really happy about that.
Yeah.
I mean, my podcast was made during COVID, but not because of COVID, just because of Julia from Tissa Podcast, like my accent.
Well, that's all it takes sometimes is a little bit of motivation to get you going. So
yeah. And
nothing wrong with that.
Nope. But Chris, I do appreciate it. I am going to let you go. I appreciate it as always. You always have the right words for me. And I tell people, I don't know where you became my mentor in this podcasting world. And
It's very nice of you to say that.
I guess we all have a mentor in this thing and somebody that's practically holding our hands. And yeah, I do thank you. And I thank you for the cheer. For this cheery, is it cheery? Is it a real word?
Cheery works, sure.
Yeah.
Cheerio.
Yeah, but that's from the other side.
That's okay. I'm sure it has something to do with the other. So
I do appreciate it. You have yourself a good night. Happy Thanksgiving.
And absolutely. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone that's listening to this, and happy holidays to everyone. And here's to 2021 that we can all appreciate and enjoy more. And maybe 2022 is the year that we'll all get to start living a little bit more, but who knows? Either way, there's light in sight. So let's lean towards that. As I was just watching the Jersey Shore, that's what I do because I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with me, but the situation said something in the last episode. We didn't come this far to only go this far. And I blew my mind. He's just on fire with these quotes. That one really stuck out. So it's like, all right, here we go. Let's keep going then. So I'll leave you guys with that. We didn't come this far to come this far.
Nice.
All right. Thanks.
Guys, don't forget, you can find us on social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at FCMN Podcast. You can visit our website, fcmnpodcast.com. You can write to me, Manny, at fcmnpodcast.com. And where can you listen to us? Well, you can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, Amazon, or your favorite podcast platform. Yes, we're there. So yeah, follow us, listen to us, share us, give us your feedback.